Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. That is weird to say. Welcome to Third Down Thursdays. My name is MJ. I am here today with Coach Bruce for
Let's
our
go.
Thanksgiving morning show, which has become a little bit of a tradition.
Yeah,
But we're going
yeah.
to have a pretty decently sized show today. So Bruce is cracking open some drinks already. My mom is wonderful and brought me some coffee because I am not awake.
Oh,
If you can't tell.
I just saw. This is how awake I was this morning when I grabbed the call. Oh, well, first of all, good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving and all that jazz. MJ, happy
Good morning,
Thanksgiving to you.
Bruce.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Obviously, you can see I'm feeling a shit ton better. So
Yes,
that's the best
we're
part.
both feeling better. I'm still fighting it off, but we're both feeling much
Thankful.
better than we were last Thursday.
So
You can
before
at
we
least kind of hear my voice.
Right. So before we get into what came about during my bout with this cold, um,
Yes.
as I was saying though, I woke up this morning and kind of in a rush, like I got getting the turkey ready to go and stuff like that. Because unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go to family stuff today. At least I'm not going to because I'm still recovering. I don't want to get family sick just in case I'm still,
Right.
contagious. Excuse me, but I digress. Anyway, this morning I wake up and I go to grab the coffee cup and get coffee, get the dogs outside so they can do their business and get everything ready
Yeah.
to go. And so I told you earlier on the pre-show talk that, it's just been chaos for me. I've been running around. It's just been absolute just madness in male's manner. So what I ended up
Look
doing
at
though,
you, the alliteration. That was
you
good.
like you like that?
That was
What I
good.
ended by accident. So my wife and I have different coffee cups, right? So some say wifey, some say hubby. The other ones say Mister,
Right.
Mrs, whatever. I accidentally grabbed the wrong cup.
That was a good try, Bruce.
It
That was a good try. You can be the missus today if you want to.
no, I'm good, man. I'm good.
You
People could be whatever they want to be. I'm just not into that. But
that's fair. That's
anyway,
fair. Yeah.
anyway, so so
uh
before so I gotta tell you. So this is I have to jump on it now.
Go for it.
So I've been sick the last like week basically
Right.
with everything. Like I wasn't throwing up. I was just, I just had a fever. I had the sweats, chills, all that jazz, coughing and just real bad congestion. No idea what it
Yeah.
is. Still don't. Just assuming it's like the flu. Tested negative for COVID. Wasn't COVID. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm still beating off this bullshit. Ooh, that sounds weird.
Yep.
We're gonna have to clip that. Anyway, uh so what ended up happening was I called my doctor again. I'm just finally like, hey, listen, this is what's going on. Like I still
Like,
haven't
hey,
been
bro, I'm not doing good.
like I still haven't gotten better. Can you please like prescribe me like a Z pack or something like that? And for those of you that don't know what Z pack is, it's an antibacterial like thing. It's only like five pills that, well, at least mine is. And you can feel it makes you feel better real fucking quick. And mine was I'm allergic to penicillin, so I can't take anything with a psyllin in it. So that's the reason
Me
why
too.
they have to. Hey, what do you know? Great minds, great minds. So what ends up happening is the nurse talks to me. She calls me back. She's like, "So we see that you haven't been in the office for 2 years," and I was like, "That is correct. I haven't been there since early 2020." And she's like, well, typically, they can't give out prescriptions unless, we've seen you. Hold on. She's like, unless we've seen you in a year or within a year time. And I was like, okay. I'm like, well, I do have my physical coming up in January. She's like, I know, but that unfortunately that doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. I'm like, but he was the one that told me since I'm in fairly decent health, I work out regularly, like, I mean, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, he told me that, like, for someone like me or anybody that's a healthy body or, a fairly
Right.
active body, you could probably go 2 years. And not only that, but we also went through a pandemic. So come on, lady. But anyway, so she's like, all right, we'll talk again. We'll talk to the doctor. We'll see. So gets off the phone with me. Hi, puppy. Gets off the phone with me, calls me back probably like a couple hours later. She's like, I guess you won the lottery. He says since you still exercise and you still this, he's gonna give you the prescription. And I was like, I'm not even
Oh my
kidding.
gosh.
The amount of like the wave of relief and being like, finally, because like I don't know about you, dude, but like I started getting so frustrated with it. I started getting angry. I was
Oh
yelling.
yeah.
I was like, I'm so fucking tired of this. God blessed cold. What the fuck? Like I was going off.
Yeah.
I was like Clark Griswold in freaking Christmas Vacation when like he just went freaking bonkers. Like
Oh my
that's
gosh.
so yeah, man. So like despite the fact I haven't been to the gym in a week and a half, like I feel like crap like that. I've lost 12 pounds.
Oh my
Um
gosh.
yeah. And I don't know, man, but I feel okay. I feel a little bit better. The only thing I'm dealing with now is I still have a little bit of congestion and
Yeah.
a little bit of congestion and like we talked about in the pre-show, that feeling of when you're just getting back from being sick of like anytime you move, you start to sweat. And it freaks me out
Yep.
because immediately I'm like, oh damn it, am I getting sick again? Son of a bitch. And I check my temperature and it's like 97 point something. And I'm like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Right. I mean, as long as I can drink beer.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, no, other than that though, man, like everything's all good. I have no complaints. Life's fine. Like, you know, working, like I haven't been working. I've been answering a few emails here and there, but
Yeah.
that's really it. So, I
Good.
mean, whatever.
You shouldn't be working when you're dead like you were.
Dude, it was bad news bears, man. I was at a point where I was like, man, am I ever gonna fucking feel better? But that's why, like, so for those of you that
Yeah, you
follow
feel better, but
So for those of you guys that follow our TDT Media along with the NFL, I've been tweeting at you guys and all that for the Super Bowl. The reason why we haven't been doing our NFL countdown is because I have been lazy / sick. So I apologize.
yeah.
So we'll definitely be tweeting something out today to let you guys know that
Yes.
Third Down Thursdays should be participating in all Super Bowl activities. MJ,
Oh yeah. Little hint. Little. Hey,
little hint.
hey, hey.
Hey,
Yes.
hey. So how are you?
I'm good. I am in Dallas right now with the
Ooh.
fam. I got off work on Tuesday and immediately drove straight down.
How long's the drive?
I keep saying straight down. It's directly west. We left at 2:30 and we got here a little before 10:30. So it's a little under 8 hours, which is
Oof.
not bad at all.
I can't. I don't know how. Like, see, for me now, I've gotten to that point in my age where if it's longer than 6 hours, I'm like, fuck it. We're gonna fly, or we're gonna say, or we're gonna be like,
Well,
oh, sorry, I can't make it.
but here's the thing. There's no major airport in Hattiesburg. And so in order for me to fly, I
Oh,
have to
fair.
drive 2 hours just to be able to fly. And so at that point, it's longer
That's
because if I
fair.
drive 2 hours, I'm supposed to be there 2 hours before my flight. Then it's an hour and a half flight. We're already at 5.5 hours at that point. Then you
Right. That
have to
makes sense.
actually get all the way out through the airport, which takes like an hour. Then you have to drive the 30, 45 minutes home from the airport.
Okay.
And that's if everything goes perfectly.
What you're saying makes sense. All right. I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
did you drive
So,
did you drive the full 8 hours, or did Paige?
oh, for sure. No, Paige did not touch the wheel once.
Did you get
And
was it a fun drive though?
oh yeah, it was a fun drive. I mean,
No, MJ,
the traffic wasn't too bad.
MJ, was it a fun drive?
For once, I have no idea what you're going for.
Oh my god, never mind. Anyway, continue. I'm sure someone's gonna see this and know exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean, we listened to music and we
Did Paige help you with the stick shift?
no.
There you go.
Took me a hot second to figure out what you were going for. No, she was too busy playing Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Well, is that still cool? Is that still a thing?
It apparently some new game came out. You remember Dalton, who was in my wedding?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so there's some new game came out. Paige got
Good
one
title.
edition. Dalton got the other edition. That's the only reason I even know it existed is because those two have been telling me about it. Other than that, I think some people still play Pokemon Go, but I'm not sure. Maybe.
Hmm.
I'm not really sure. I was never into Pokemon, so
So my wife was
I
like,
can only tell you a couple of them.
my wife was really into Pokemon Go. Like she would play that like crazy.
Yeah, and I think it was cool during COVID, but other than that, I never really understood the concept of it.
What's amazing right now
So
is
I don't know.
we're gonna have
What's
to make a technical change real quick.
What's the technical change?
My laptop's at 11%, and I have to.
Uh-oh. Okay. Bruce just disappeared. That's fantastic. Hold up. Where? Hey, Dad. Come here. We're just gonna make a little audible since Bruce is dying real quick. We're gonna call in the reliever. They're doing a little makeup on set.
Yo!
Hold up. I gotta. Oh, there he is.
Can you hear me?
Bruce is having technical difficulties. And then
Technical difficulties.
calling in my reliever.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Well, as long as Bruce has his underwear on, that's the only thing I care about.
Yeah,
There we
he's
go.
been struggling.
I know. It's been a struggle, Bruce.
All right, we're good. We're
Can
good.
you
We're good.
can you still not get your other camera together?
I know I'm it's messed up. Everything's messed up right now because I had to unplug from the actual port because unfortunately my laptop wasn't charging.
I'm really proud of you, Bruce. You can go. You can take care of your technical difficulties. We got time. It needs to look good before we
Oh,
actually
yeah.
have guests on.
Oh, that's fair too. All right, stand by,
Yeah.
stand by.
Take care of your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do a little father interview real quick.
Okay, very good.
Tell me about the Packers. How? I know you've not been happy, which is obvious since they're 4-7.
Yes.
But what's going on? I know that Roger said he broke his thumb in
Well,
week 5, which he confirmed yesterday, and you said no, duh.
yeah. Well, big surprise. Someone in the NFL got hurt.
Right.
I mean, Brett Favre played a whole season with a broken thumb, and you know, Rodgers isn't making excuses, but he's also been bad.
Was Favre good that season?
He was pretty good. I mean, he wasn't as good as normal, but he was pretty good.
So I mean, it's hard for it's still weird because I watched the play over and over again, and it didn't look like he hurt himself that badly.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying he got smacked. I don't think he really got hit that. I don't know. I just think he's making excuses.
Well,
Personally.
I mean, I think he's making excuses, and the other thing is, you know, Favre went from under center the whole season. Favre didn't change, plays at the line just to
Right.
suit his personal tendencies.
Right.
So Rodgers may be making excuses. If he can't throw the ball, then great, hand it off more,
Yeah,
which he's not willing to do.
it's that's a good point because they're not using Aaron Jones. They're
Yeah.
not using they kind of are, but it's too little, too late
It's
at
too
this point.
Right.
And I don't know if you've noticed this. AJ Dillon has not looked good. I don't know if that's because he's not getting enough touches or what it is, but when he does get the ball, he hasn't looked like himself.
No, I mean AJ Dillon's a one cut guy. He's plant his foot and go
Right.
forward. And I expected more out of him this year, and he's just not been that good.
Part of that might be the offensive line though, because they've been in and out and back and forth, and even this week. Hi, Bruce.
We'll see if that works. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we'll see. We'll find out.
We're currently discussing how bad the Packers are.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, Mr. Hurley. Like that's
Okay.
Yeah.
Wipe the tears away, Bruce. You got a show to do.
It's okay.
But yeah,
Okay, the Bears are not much better.
hey, you know what though? Right now, I like the trajectory of what the Bears are doing compared to what the Packers are doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bruce, did you see the NFC North podcast I went on the other day?
Negative. I remember I was laid up on a couch for the past I have no idea I don't know what life is right now.
All right, I'm checking out.
Okay.
All right, thank you for helping us out.
All right, anytime, Bruce, for you.
Aw.
So I went on that NFC North podcast. It was funny when I was causing trouble on Twitter the other day. They messaged me. They're like, "Hey, you want to come on record a podcast with us?" I'm like, okay, sure. I didn't know it was live first of all. So
How did
I'm
you go off?
I didn't go off, but I caused some more trouble. But it was funny because I'm like the most educated Packers fan on the whole NFC North because I talked to you, and like I'm not the psycho Packers fan that's like, oh, you all suck and don't really pay
Oh, you're
attention.
talking shit. I love it. He's getting all right. He's going. He's already started the
So-
morning off with like pissing off Packer fans. Piss them off,
Oh, for
MJ.
sure.
Let's go get them.
So the Lions fan and Vikings fan were kind of talking smack to the Bears guy, who's the host of the show, about Justin Fields, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, do I really want to do this? Like, do I feel like doing this today? I'm like, you know what? Yes, I do. And so it was funny because they brought me on as like the journalist, like the analyst. It was really weird. And
Look
so
at you. Wow.
the guy's like, MJ, let me get your journalistic perspective on Justin Fields. And I'm like, well, actually, it's funny you should ask. And so I was like, you know, he gets all this crap, whatever. Like, they have a bottom 5 offensive line. It's
bottom
terrible.
bottom 5 roster.
Yes, I said they're probably going to end up with a top 5 pick in all reality. I said, so you're looking at an overall roster that is a mess. They sold at the deadline. They're not good. And Justin Fields still has top 10 QBR in the NFL. I said, so you're telling me that the guy who was actually known for his arm coming out of Ohio State, he wasn't known for his running. I mean, he could scramble. Everybody knew that.
He didn't have to.
Right.
Either.
And so I'm like, he's on paper, he's on a trajectory where he could be much better than Lamar Jackson because he has the throwing pedigree that Lamar Jackson never had, and he's already breaking NFL rushing records. I said, that does not happen normally. So I said a lot of the accuracy issues for Justin Fields, that has to do with his offensive line being bad because he is so jumpy. Justin Fields doesn't have bad footwork. He's being forced into bad footwork. And I can't believe that I actually went on this rant.
I would have loved. I wish I would have seen it. I wish I would have seen it so that way
I'll send you the link. It's on YouTube if you want to clip some
stuff.
Hell
from
yeah!
I'm gonna clip it.
Pleasure, you can.
I'm gonna clip it and I'm gonna pull it, especially when actually. You know, it's going to be funny, and I would love to hear you say it, but I'm not going to. You probably won't say it, and I get the reason why you wouldn't say it, but I would love for you, like when it's Bears-Packers week next week, for you to be like, Justin Fields is going to lead the Bears to victory over the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers is going to cry on the sideline or whatever. And then, like, I would just love to see that happen. I mean, to me personally, I don't think that the Bears are going to beat the Packers next week, but. Anyway, hold on real quick.
Let me watch the Packers game this week before I make any.
Let's touch on this. I actually wanted
condemnations.
I wanted to talk about this. This is something that was fairly new. Like I've been, like I said, so I've been like dead to the world. So I haven't really been watching.
Yeah.
I've been like just laying around, and I've watched a little bit of ESPN. Yes, I've watched a little bit of stuff. I've watched a little bit of FIFA and whatever.
Right.
But I want to touch on this. Why does the Arizona Cardinals organization continue to hire piece of shit coaches that think that they have the authority to do things to women that is allowed? Like what?
Oh, you're talking about their O-line coach?
This is the second coach that they've had to fire or get rid of or whatever, because the other one ended up resigning after a woman, or he was facing assault charges, and now this clown decides to fucking go to Mexico and grope a woman. Like,
and the terrible part was Cliff Kingsbury was asked about it just moments before the team announced they fired the guy. They said, have you had to make any coaching changes after this trip? And he looked him dead in the eyes and said, nope.
Jeez.
He didn't even try.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. It's like
he didn't even, but it doesn't surprise me. The other funny thing coming out of that game that I really like was, did you see what Ward said about DeAndre Hopkins?
Oh, his steroid ass or something like that.
Steroid boy.
Yeah. Oh, Roy
Steroid
boy. So that actually harkened back to back in the day for me. And shout out to all those guys. If you guys are watching this is hilarious. At the time, I was a kid, so I was like, don't call me that. Now I'm just like, hell yeah, I'll take that moniker. And we've talked about this.
You're saying I look good, yeah.
Yeah, they call me Roid Boy because I was fucking like I was a stronger kid and like I
Right.
unfortunately, I had acne on my back because I was a fucking like I was going through puberty before everybody else. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, man, like shit. But like anyway, I digress. But did you see how DeAndre Hopkins responded to it though?
No, I didn't. Did he
Yeah.
snap back on Twitter or something?
No, it was on Instagram. All he did was like, so he just commented underneath I think it was the Bleacher Report post or ESPN football something. Anyway, and all he said to him was, he said something like, "Oh, I have a fanboy liking me" or something like that. I don't know. Basically, like he was just kind of like trolling at him a little bit, and I kind of appreciated it. I was like, okay, I see you, D Hop.
Okay, but here's the thing, D Hop. You're last in the NFC West. You're not.
I mean,
your
whatever.
team's not good. You
That's
have
because-
nothing to stand on. You did get suspended for steroids. So until you go out there, win an Offensive Player of the Year award, I really don't care.
There was another guy
you have
too.
to say.
There was another guy on there too that was what the heck was it? Like there was another guy that was trying to like back him up, so to speak. What did he say? He said, this guy was fucking saying that, and he had a blue check mark, so it has to be authentic. He was like, yeah, but if you get something from the streets, sometimes it'll look like you're on steroids. And I'm like, so
Whoa.
Right. So let's think about this. Which one would you want? Hold up. Wait a minute. Which one would you rather do? Which one would you rather get caught for? Steroids? Or would you rather get caught for going out into the streets and getting a line or something like that? Like what?
I wouldn't be surprised with either for Arizona, to be honest. Have you seen the memes? Since we're roasting Arizona right now for no reason, have you seen the memes of Kyler Murray that they were making after this last game?
About how Call of Duty came out or something like that, probably.
Well, partially, but there was also one that was like a video of just a little kid spazzing with his controller, like slamming it.
No, I missed it.
It was like Kyler Murray trying to replay the season on Madden after they lose out. I'm like, yikes!
That's gold.
That's unfortunate. I feel bad.
That's
but
gold.
I don't. But like, really, there was a double XP weekend, and he's injured.
Oh, come on, MJ.
That's suspicious. That's all I'm saying, Bruce. I'm just saying it's a little suspicious. That's all I'm saying.
Isn't everything weird? Isn't everything a little when it comes to Kyler Murray?
Dang, that's unfortunate. Anyway, we got some NFL Thanksgiving to preview.
NFL
we'll talk about it.
Action.
NFL Thanksgiving action to preview. We'll get to it more when when we get Rich and Matt on here later. But
degenerate bets,
Bruce, I'm giving you yes. That's what we're going for. We're going for the degenerate bets for Thanksgiving.
All right, let me check my FanDuel.
The one I'm most interested in is what are we doing for Bills Lions? It's 11:30 CBS. The Bills had to go back to Buffalo and then go back to Detroit. They've traveled back and forth to Detroit 4 times now in the last 5 days.
On Detroit, dude, they've been playing well.
That's what I'm thinking is
3 straight.
Detroit at home. The Bills have been struggling. Not really, but they've been going through a lot recently.
Josh Allen. Okay, so I'll actually agree on that because I follow Josh Allen not only because I want to try to make that comparison of Justin Fields to him,
right.
But I also follow Josh Allen because he's my fantasy football team. So anything that dude does,
Bruce knows about it.
I follow it, and I think he's hurt, dude. I think he's.
Oh yeah, of course he is. They said he hurt his elbow.
Correct, but I think it's worse than what is being put out there.
Really?
This is just me like guessing. I don't know anyone in Buffalo. I don't know. I don't have sources. I don't have anything like that in Buffalo. However, just from what I've seen and from everything that I've been reading, excuse me, I think he's a little injured. But anyway,
Really?
yeah, I think he's worse than what it is. Ooh, what's this? Sorry, there's a nice little promo going on FanDuel, and I'm about to snatch that sheet.
What do we got?
Oh, it's not available. That's stupid. It's I log in. It's
Boo.
like, we're sorry to say this, but the promotion is not available to you.
Boo.
But let's go back to the actual game itself. Right now, the
Yes.
Lions are plus 9.5 at home. They've been playing well. Jared
Bruce,
Goff.
that's a really big spread for a
It's
home game.
A home game on
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, and they know, and like this is the Lions Super Bowl every year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say it. Lions plus 9.5.
I would even say Lions +7.
Wow, that's okay.
I don't think that this game is going to be as much of a blowout because the Lions can put up points. They may not be able to stop anyone, but they can put up some points.
Ooh, I have a free
I
$5.
would be inclined Lions +7. And then you throw in there Josh Allen and Jamal Williams anytime touchdown scores.
Oh, and the Lions are getting. Sorry,
I don't know what kind of odds that gives you, but I'm kind of liking that.
So, and the Lions are getting Jameson Williams back. No, I don't think he's playing this game.
He's practicing, but he's not playing yet.
That's huge. That's huge for that offense. Okay, so
yep,
we might be looking at MJ, the Lions and Bears being the class of the NFC North. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. All right, so I'm going to do this. The Vikings are absolute.
Bruce.
The Vikings are well, I'm saying the future. The Vikings are absolute frauds, and the Dallas Cowboys showed that. The Vikings have, I think it was the second smallest point differential for any teams at the time that were 8-1 in NFL history. So that tells me
really.
Yes. So that tells me that, you like that shit? Throwing out stats, MJ.
Wow.
And I know you love that. Right? You might be getting a little chub. That's cool. I get it.
I'm going to pull that out. Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, though, the Vikings are absolute frauds. I'm sorry. They have a ridiculously awesome running back. I love Cook. And then Jefferson's an absolute stud at wide receiver. But Kirk Cousins is dog shit walking. I'm sorry. You could put, hey, guess what? You can put chains on dog shit, but guess what? Those gold chains are still wrapped around dog shit. I'm saying it.
You know who has a terrible point differential is the Tennessee Titans.
Well, yeah, it's not a surprise.
+8.
That's not a surprise either, only because all they do is run the ball.
Bruce, Minnesota's point differential is -2.
So
-2?
Yeah, and they're 8-2? 8-3?
They're 8-2.
Right, exactly.
They're 8-2, and their point differential is -2.
They are.
Hold up. I know that the Cowboys game screws with that a little bit since it was such a blowout. What was their other loss? 24-7 to the. Okay, so the Packers are the only team they've beaten by more than a score.
I'm telling you.
That's so depressing. Okay, they barely beat the Lions. They barely beat the Saints. They barely beat the Bears. They barely beat the Dolphins. They barely beat the Cardinals. They barely beat the Commanders. They barely beat the Bills. And they got schmacked by the two teams they've played. Wow.
Schmacked.
They got schmacked by the two NFC contenders that they've played. They beat the AFC contenders. So here's the thing. Jack wrote about this.
Here's the deal.
At ThirdDownThursdays.com. Make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. His Patriots-Vikings preview, since we're on the train of roasting the Vikings right now, and basically said Kirk Cousins is absolutely atrocious Thursday Night Football. on in prime time, and I would have to take any bet that is against Kirk Cousins tonight. You have to.
I would. I'm
You
sorry.
have
Like, so, and then, all right, we're going to get Vikings fans. You know what? I'm going to say it. We have Vikings fans. They're going to end up coming at us, talking shit, being like, oh, but look at you, Chicago Bears. You guys can't win a game. You guys lost to the Falcons. You guys lose all the game. Like, Justin Fields is only a running quarterback. He's not a throwing quarterback. And then I'll come at the Packers saying, like, oh, they're falling apart. Aaron Rodgers, this, that, the other. It's like,
yes, they are.
Okay. So right now, the Vikings are at their ceiling right now. That's what I'm going to say.
Yes.
They're not going to be any better than what they are right now. Unless
it doesn't improve.
Exactly. It's not going to get better. So you better hope for, and it's amazing saying that, knowing that like back in 2018, what the Bears were with Trubisky and everything, they weren't going to get any better than what they were at that singular moment.
Yeah.
All right. So that said, Vikings, I'm going to tell you right now, all you Vikings fans, all them people out there, the purple people eaters, fucking like all that shit up north in Minnesota, y'all are going to lose. You guys are going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. That's it. I'm going to say it right now.
Who would they play right now in the first round?
I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the seedings in a while, bro.
Right now, they would play the New York Giants.
In New York? No, it would be in what god?
It would be in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Fucking horn.
So hear me out, Bruce. The Packers are only 2 games out from a playoff spot.
Here we go.
No, but actually hear me out. The 3 teams standing between the Packers and the Seahawks for the 7th seed are the Commanders, the Falcons, and the Lions.
Remember what I told you before? Remember in our text thread how I said, don't be surprised if you see a Brady-Rodgers matchup in the playoffs?
It's possible. Brady would have to get all the way to the 2 seed, which is not going to happen. But, I mean, the Vikings would have to collapse so badly.
Which wouldn't surprise me. Real quick, I know it's what time is it? 9:33? 9:33.
And you know what we do every day at 9:33 in the morning, Bruce?
This is something that you do. I don't do it.
We check our insurance.
Ooh.
Because it's really important to check your insurance.
Always got to know.
Every day. All day. Every day.
Wait, are you doing it or am I doing it? Oh, I guess I'm doing it. All right, that's cool.
I thought you were going to do it, yeah.
Here you go.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
Jeff at mybebig.com. Say what's up to Jeff, guys, and make sure you mention Third Down Thursdays. Jeff, real quick, shout out to you. Hope you enjoy Colorado, and make sure you enjoy some of those funky cigarettes out there.
You're right, Bruce.
MJ.
No, we have time to talk about it next. Okay, I'm not going to pull this out this weekend. Just know that depending on how this game against the Eagles goes for the Packers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
There might be some interesting things said from MJ next Thursday when it comes to the Packers and just
dude, you just did right there. You know what this should remind me of? It reminded me of so those old heads out there, and some of you new heads, but most old heads will remember Indiana Jones, and it reminded me of like when like the guy would go for the heart and he'd be like Harima Shakti.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Hold up, I gotta make this.
I'll take it.
We're gonna do it.
Hold up, I gotta make this.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
just to preview once again, we have Rich Hammond coming on at 9:45. He's currently the senior editor for the NHL at The Athletic. But he also is the co-host of a Rams podcast because he's based out of LA. So we're going to talk about some Rams with him. I'm going to get him to possibly pick my NHL team because I've been pissed at the Packers and the A's and even the Warriors suck right now. All my teams suck right now. So I need a hockey team. So I'm going to ask Rich to help me pick a hockey team.
Somehow the Bulls won last night against the Celtics. I didn't think that would
Really?
Yeah, like they've been playing like dog water too.
Yeah.
Also, Zach LaVine. Hold on, I got to make a comment on that. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Zach LaVine. Like I was a huge advocate of this guy getting us a max deal. All right, I love the guy. I think. What were you messing around with stuff? I love Zach LaVine, by the way. Zach LaVine's an absolute stud offensively. But dude, shut the fuck up. Don't be coming at the team. Don't be saying things like that towards your coach. Billy Donovan did a smart thing earlier in the week and taking you out of the game only because you were having one of your poorest shooting performances of your entire career. All right. He was looking out for his job and his team. All right. No need to say anything else. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. I'm a huge advocate of Zach LaVine. I love Zach LaVine. But come on, dude. You don't be just going off like that. Come on. We got to have Rob on. We should have had Rob on today just to ask him about some of the stuff that he was saying too. Unreal.
I'm sure if you texted Rob, he would just get on.
I should text Rob. Be like, hey man, you want to do an impromptu?
What you doing right now?
What's going on, buddy? You want to jump on real quick?
The funny thing, Bruce, about the NBA right now is everybody's kind of bad, to be honest. Other than like the Celtics and the Bucks out east, because the Suns are in first place in the West and the Warriors are in 11th place, and they're only 3 games back of the Suns. So that's how close everything is right now.
Warriors are gonna be fine, even though like I agree with what Rob
they will
about like the potential shattered locker room with what happened in the offseason with Draymond and Claypool. Jordan Poole, my bad. What is going on?
Here's the thing with that.
Uh-oh.
The only thing I have to say. The only thing I have to say about that is I think more of the issues have to do with the Warriors trying to play both all their veterans and all their young guys at the same time. They're trying to really buy in a little too quickly to the whole double timeline. It's just not going well. It's just not. Cheers, Bruce.
Oh, it's 9:30 in the morning.
I'm proud of you. But yeah, no, Bruce, I was pulling out that other view because when we get Rich on, since our guests are kind of the focus today, this has just been kind of our screwing around time. I'm gonna do this with our guests and have us down over there. Because for some reason we haven't done that the last couple times we had guests, and I like that.
Hey,
I think it looks good.
Hey, so
it looks good.
So funny thing, real quick.
Yes.
My laptop's at 8%, and it's for whatever reason still not charging. Oh,
Bruce, you need your laptop to charge.
Yeah, it says it's charging, but for whatever reason, it's like nope, not charging.
That's not good. Do you have like other applications you can close that you're not using right now?
Negative, sir.
The only thing you have open is your browser.
That's the only thing I have. Well, you know what I might do though? I have my dual monitor set up. Hold on 1 second. Let me lower that real quick. Might disconnect this bad boy from it. Hold on. If this goes awry, MJ, I'll be back.
It's going to go awry. It'll be
okay. That's not.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't go awry.
That was impressive. I have to say that was impressive.
Let's see if hold on. Still not charging.
Proud of you.
Still not charging. Unbelievable. Hey, real quick. What are you doing? Oh, okay. I forgot we got it on repeat. All right, so
We got
real
it on
quick.
the loop.
All right, so real quick before we have our first guest on, MJ,
Yes.
does Aaron Rodgers leave Green Bay after this season?
Yes.
Ooh. Does he play again next season?
Yes. I don't think he retires.
You think they trade him, get some draft picks? I would.
Yes. I think the Matthew Stafford deal is a good comparison to what the Packers would probably get from Rodgers. And honestly, so this is something else I talked about on that podcast the other day. When you go look at the NFL, let's just go division by division, looking at some teams that would take Aaron Rodgers, right?
Okay.
New York Jets, Pittsburgh Steelers, Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans.
New England Patriots.
Yeah, New England Patriots would take him.
That would be ridiculous.
The Washington Commanders.
Yeah, that'd be a really good. That would be
the Detroit Lions. The Falcons, the Saints, the Panthers, and then, I mean, I hate to say it, but the Niners.
Yep, I was about to say it.
And so even just right there,
if he goes to the 49ers,
you've got 12 teams that
if he goes to the Niners, the Niners are winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, they're winning like 4. That would be stupid. That would be stupid because he would have.
Dude,
Bruce, think about what Jimmy G did the other night.
Right.
With those weapons. Think about what Aaron Rodgers could do with those weapons and Kyle Shanahan. That would be nasty.
Oh my God. Okay, so here's my other question. Is Rodgers a top 10 quarterback now?
At this current moment?
At this current moment. Don't even look at stats. Don't just think right now, like at the top of your head, like is Aaron Rodgers a top 10 quarterback right now in the NFL?
Okay, it depends on what. So if you're thinking
the eye test, MJ, let's do it. Eye test.
Here's how I think about it. If I'm starting a franchise right now and I have to win a Super Bowl this year, is he one of the top 10 people I will take to try and go win a Super Bowl? Yes.
I'd say yes. I agree.
So that's the way I think of it. Some of his stats, like he's 6th in the league in passing yards.
Statistically, he's not terrible this year. He's not
terrible.
But he looks mediocre. He looks like that tier between like 8 to like 18th. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in that tier that like
he's probably 11 or something like that, but he's not. No, he's not in the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes tier like he has been for the last few years. But also, again, he's 39. So at some point, he is going to drop off.
True.
So, I mean, it's also just his interceptions make him look worse because he almost never throws interceptions, which he has cleaned up in the last couple of games. He's playing with a broken thumb, which doesn't help. And he's playing with an offensive line that has had no continuity, that isn't happy with him.
That offensive line.
He's not as mobile as he used to be.
Also, okay, real quick. So I'm gonna go after some people real quick if you don't mind.
Oh gosh, you have like a minute before Rich comes in, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, I know. So it won't take long. My rants aren't very, very educated and long. Hey, real quick to the Twitter haters that were coming at MJ last week when broke news that suddenly. Hold on one second, Rich. We'll have you jump on in a second. Suddenly that all these Twitter keyboard warriors started going at MJ, saying how MJ didn't know what he was talking about. Oh, they only have these many followers on TDT Media on Third Down Thursdays. Guys, calm down. We actually have information that we could provide to you guys. The issue is we are a small entity right now. We're not a huge conglomerate. We can't just go out there and be like, Adam Schefter told us, no, we can't do that because we want to establish trust within the community. So shut up, enjoy, let us break news, because all of a sudden now there's articles written about it, and I digress. So that
Crazy.
it's been a long time since we've had this gentleman on our show, beat writer from the Athletic with the Rams, I believe, and now also writing for the NHL.
Actually, the senior editor for the NHL. We're bringing in Rich Hammond from the Athletic. Rich, how are you doing today, sir?
Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, sir.
I see the Chicago flag behind you. Good to see that, buddy.
I'm really bad at this. There it is. Yeah.
It's hard. I never know which way it is. So, Rich, first off, congratulations. I believe on the change to the NHL. When did that happen? Because I know last time you were still doing mainly NFL. So when did that happen?
Yeah, during that whole time, sometime over the last 2 years, where no time doesn't really exist. It just we just went from February 2020 to now, and
Yes.
nothing in between really mattered. No, it was about a year ago. So yeah, I've still been keeping in touch and doing our podcast, 11 Personnel on the Rams with Jordan Rodriguez. So it's been fun. It's been fun to get a hand in both and kind of see how both leagues run and kind of the differences in how you build teams, the differences in how you coach teams. So it's given me a good perspective on both sides of it, actually.
I love it, Rich. So I got to jump right in, man. I'm going to jump right into the deep end with you if you don't mind. What is going on with the Rams right now?
Yeah, we'll be here until Christmas, I think, if we get into all that. But so I'll try to put it as succinctly as I can here. I think you have to start with their model, right? You have to start with what everybody knows they've tried to do here, which is you give up first-round picks in order to bring in established talent. You pay your top players a large amount of money, and a lot of people look at that and say, well, that's a terrible strategy. Well, it's not a terrible strategy because it won them a Super Bowl. And if you want to win a Super Bowl, which is kind of the goal of this whole thing, you have to do something bold. And the Rams did something bold. They knew all along the risks that were involved in that. And if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? I mean, if it was just simple, then all 32 teams in the NFL would try to do exactly what the Rams are doing. Why it worked was they were able to hit on an extraordinary percentage of these other moves, whether it be mid-round draft picks, whether it be lower-level free agents that you bring in. I won't go through the whole list, but you start when Sean McVay came in. They signed Andrew Whitworth, who people thought was close to being done. They get Robert Woods, who wasn't very valuable at that point. They draft Cooper Kupp. They draft John Johnson. They bring in an offensive line that they didn't have to invest a whole lot of money in that performed very well. So you pair that with then the big moves that they made for these giving up these first round picks, and it works. The problem that they've run into now is twofold. The problem is they've had an extraordinary number of injuries, especially along the offensive line. And I don't know any team that's going to survive those. When you're talking about being down to your fourth string left tackle, being down to your fourth string center, you're not going to win games that way. It doesn't matter who you are. The other problem is they are now not hitting on that high percentage that they did in 2017, 2018, 2019. You look at their recent draft history, it's not great. Over the last couple of years, they're not filling in these gaps with draft picks, and that's a problem when you look. And they just cut Darrell Henderson, who was a third-round pick. They've had issues with Cam Akers, who was a second-round pick. Tutu Atwell was a second-round pick. He just had his first big play of his career on Sunday. So that it's a twofold problem: is they've had an extraordinary number of injuries, and B, they just don't have that depth to fill in because they are not drafting and developing or signing these other guys to fill in the gaps. And that's really what was the key to their success over the last couple of years.
So, Rich, I have a quick follow-up. MJ, I'm sorry. Real quick follow-up on that. You kind of you already touched on it a little bit. Darrell Henderson just got cut by the Rams, and he saw marginal success in his time with the Rams. Was that a cap casualty? Was that him being injured? What's the situation with him being let go?
Yeah, you look back at when they drafted him, and they always wanted him to be a compliment. And this is going back to Todd Gurley when they had Todd Gurley. They wanted him to kind of be a compliment to Todd Gurley as this more of I guess we still kind of call them third down backs. They're not really that anymore, but kind of a complement of skill, somebody who could catch the ball, somebody who wasn't going to. They never drafted him to be an every down back. That wasn't the plan. And what ended up happening was he got forced into bigger and bigger roles just out of necessity because Todd Gurley got hurt and they didn't have anybody to fill in. And then Cam Akers got hurt. So he was always a little bit out of place with what they were asking him to do. The other thing, he just had a lot of injuries, and he's not to blame for this. It doesn't make him a bad person, but he couldn't stay on the field very regularly. Every couple times a year, you could count on him popping up on the injury report with an ankle or a knee or hamstring or something. Yeah. And it was just hard to build that consistency when you're always hurt. The third thing I would say is they want to look at Kyron Williams, who's a guy that they drafted who was injured for most of the season, just came back a couple weeks ago. They want to take a look at him and see if maybe he's a guy who can carry the load. They're still don't know what's going to happen with Cam Akers long term. Darrell Henderson is not a special teams guy, so he's not helping you there. So I think it just kind of became a question of, well, if you're going to have this guy on your roster, what's he going to do for you? And if not him, then can you go and find somebody else who can help you in other areas? So it wasn't really a cap issue. It was more, I think, of just, hey, what are we getting from this guy? And if we replace him with somebody else, can we get a little bit more? Unfortunate, Darrell Henderson's a hard worker. I think if he can stay healthy, he can certainly find a role. I think he has certain talents, absolutely. The fit just never seemed to be here. And then, again, he just couldn't stay healthy.
Rich, before we get into a couple broad NFL things, I have a very important question. Specifically, so with your new role with the Athletic, all of my sports teams suck right now. So I've never. I'm a Packers fan, a A's fan, and a Warriors fan. None of them are doing great right now. The Warriors are the most promising out of all of those. But yeah, you're in LA. You know how bad the A's are and all of that. So I've never really been huge into hockey, which is weird because I grew up in Chicago and the Blackhawks were great when I was growing up. So what hockey team should I like? What hockey team should I root for? Give me a pitch here.
Wow, are you what's your goal? Like what are you trying to get out of this? Do you want a championship, or do you want like a team with a lot of history? Like what's your MO when you're looking for a team?
Well, I don't want to go bandwagon right away.
I was about to say he wants a large bandwagon that he can just jump on and lay down on, nice and comfortable.
First of all, calm down, Bruce. I don't know if this is possible when selecting a team, but just a team that is the most likely to keep me engaged in that first season, because I know how hard it is to start watching a sport. Stay engaged through the whole time. So
sure,
a team that's gonna get me excited.
All right, I will present to you the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, I knew I had a feeling.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's a team that's very entertaining to watch. They obviously, if you ever got to come out to a game in Las Vegas, it has one of the best fan experiences, maybe the best fan experience in the NHL in that arena. They play a good style that's fun to watch. They have a superstar in Jack Eichel who will keep you engaged. They're playing well. They are a new team. You talked about, bandwagon. They've only been around for 5 years. They don't have a ton of history yet. So if you jump on board now and they end up winning a Stanley Cup in a couple of years, then you can say you were in when they won their first Stanley Cup at the beginning. Yeah. So that's where I would go with it. You can always jump on a Canadian team. I mean, that's kind of a cliche answer because they get, they're all very well supported. They're all usually, but But I would want you to get in on something that's a little bit different, and I think Vegas is your opportunity there.
It's funny you say that, Rich, because one of Bruce and I's good friends in the NFL world, one of my buddies, Joe, he lives in Vegas, and so I'm sure he would love if all of a sudden I put on Twitter, "Hey, I'm a Vegas Golden Knights fan." I'd probably get a text right away. Oh my gosh, when did this happen?
There you go. You got an in.
The one team I was thinking, just because I like the name, is the Seattle Kraken, and they're new, right?
Same, yeah, even newer, just
Yep.
a couple of years in. So not as after, because Vegas came in and had great success right away. And they kind of changed the rules a little bit because other teams were a little upset. Like this team came in and went to the Stanley Cup final their first year, and the other teams are going, whoa, wait a minute, this is supposed to be hard for you.
Right.
So they made it a little bit more difficult on the Kraken. So they've been struggling a little bit. But that's if you're looking for a ground up team, I mean, you can't, because Seattle's a great city. They also have a great arena. I love those uniforms. Those are really, really sharp looking uniforms. So I wouldn't dissuade you on that one. It's just that they are, I mean, they're doing pretty well this year, actually, but I don't know whether they're going to sustain it. But they're not a bad pick either.
Okay, I'm gonna need to. I probably should consult with a wife before I pick a team too, because she'll look at the uniform, she'll look at
there you go
all that stuff. Because if I'll be watching with her, she'll want to be invested too. But okay, I like it. I can work with that.
All right, MJ, while you ponder that, Rich, I got to answer your question, man, about the Chicago Blackhawks. Losers, unfortunately, of 5 straight. They're in a total rebuild. And we just had you just made a comment about best jerseys. Blackhawks do have the best jerseys in the NHL. I don't care what you say about that.
Oh gosh.
But that being said, man, what's going on with the Chicago Blackhawks? Are you in favor of the rebuild that they have currently right now going on? And if so, what are the holes that you see in this team that will be filled by free agent signings in the future?
Yeah, I am actually. I am a kind of that feeling that you I think you have a little bit of a window there where you can kind of try to retool a little bit. I mean, obviously, when you're talking about you Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane, you had that period there where you kind of go, well, we don't want to waste this period where we have these guys. We can maybe try to complement them, but you can start digging your own grave if you keep going down that road. And I look at what the Anaheim Ducks were kind of doing out here for a couple of years, and they got stuck in that. They got stuck in that. We have Ryan Getzlaff, we have John Gibson, we have a handful of players. We don't want to throw in the towel yet. We want to keep fighting. And what ends up happening is you try to
just
keep
hold
fighting.
on.
Yeah, and you just punch yourself out, and then you get to the end of it and you go, well, now we have nothing.
Right.
So I like the idea of getting out ahead of it and just saying, you know what, it's going to be lean for a couple of years. Like we know that, we understand that, that's part of our plan. I covered the Kings in about a decade ago, where they had that same mindset, where they just said, you know what, it's time to strip it down. We're going to build around Drew Doughty and Anjay Kopitar and Dustin Brown and Jonathan Quick, all these young guys that we have. And it might take a while. It might take 2 or 3 years, but we're going to be patient with it, and we're going to, stick with it. So I admire what Chicago's doing. It's not easy to do. It's a tough message to send to your fans. This isn't the NFL. The NFL, you can turn it around really quickly. You get a handful of guys in there, you get on a couple draft picks, you can be back the next year. Or in the Rams case, you can go the other way very quickly in 1 year. The NHL, it's harder to turn that boat around. It's like turning around a cruise ship or something. Like you have a big curve there to get around. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. They're obviously not going to be in playoff contention this year, being near the bottom. I think they and the Ducks are kind of battling it out there for
I think so too.
For last place in the Western Conference. So you look at potentially, obviously a big draft coming up, potential to get a franchise changing player if they land in that spot, and you just have to build that depth. I mean, depth at center always so important. You have to be able to line up those centers, which is what Chicago did well first time around. Having confidence in your goalie, you have to have good goalie play in the playoffs. You have to be secure there, and then just as much depth as you can get on defense. It doesn't necessarily mean 2 or 3 superstars. It just means depth in that position. So I think they can do it. They've showed that they have been able to do it before. It's just there's going to be a couple of lean years there. So
Yeah.
good luck.
Thanks. So, all right. So quick. So kind of off the ice topic. Eddie O unfortunately went to the Seattle Kraken, I believe now, and does the work for them. Have you had a chance to have any interact? I know you got like overall NHL stuff, but have you had any interactions with Eddie O since he ended up moving up to Seattle? And how's that guy doing?
I've not seen him since he went up to Seattle. No, used to see him around a lot when they were doing the NBC broadcasts.
Yeah.
Wonderful guy. I mean, just somebody who's been both when he was doing the games with Doc Emmerich there for so long. Oh my goodness, just you couldn't ask for two nicer guys. I don't know his situation exactly. I wouldn't want to speak for exactly what's going. I know he had some medical issues that I think he's on the better side of now, which is just awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. And then a lot of people like to just have that settle down a little bit. Pick a market and go. You know what? This is where I'm going to live. This is where I'm going to stay. It's a lot. The travel that those guys do. Bouncing around a couple times a week, and you never get settled. I've lived that life at times. So again, I wouldn't want to speak for Eddie, but I certainly could understand why that would appeal to him if it's something that he wanted to do. And again, Seattle, we just talked about it with MJ there. I mean, a great city. If you have to settle down somewhere, that would be probably in my top 5 list. So it makes a lot of sense. And obviously continuing to do an awesome job there. They don't get much better than Ed Olczyk.
I'll say that Chicago dropped the ball and letting him go to Seattle.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. That's one thing they didn't do right.
Agree.
So, Rich, the only general NFL question I have for you is just give me a couple Super Bowl favorites. We're entering that time of the year, getting close to some December football, which is when teams kind of strap down for their playoff run. My Packers are out of it as far as I'm concerned. So who are you looking at? Who you like?
Yeah, it's an interesting year. There's no super team. You look at it, the Eagles were undefeated there. I think, what did they get to 8-0 before they lost? I don't know. I love Jalen Hurts. He's my fantasy quarterback. I'm all in with Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to speak ill of Jalen Hurts. I just don't know whether that sustains itself in the playoffs. It's a great offense. They've been playing really well across the board. So I sit here and I guess I would be stupid to say that they are not the favorites at this point to come out of the NFC. Minnesota there, obviously, again, another team that I look at them and I'm going, wow, I think they are, if I pulled up the standings, I think they're the team that their point differential is like, they actually might have allowed more than they've scored at this point in the season, and I'm going, how are you 8-2 or what? They're in a division that obviously both of you guys know, not exactly a world beater of a division right now.
They're fraud. I call them frauds.
Yeah, so then you start to look a little bit deeper and you go, okay, well, which one of these teams maybe could pull a little bit of a surprise when you get to the playoffs? I mean, I do look at Dallas at 7-3. I even look at the 49ers again and think, could they do what they did last year, where you look at them at the middle of the season and you go, it's not a team that you really need to think about. And then they kind of put it all together at the end of the year, and people forget, especially out here, you talk about the Rams winning the Super Bowl. I mean, the 49ers came very, very close to beating the Rams in that NFC Championship game and making it to the Super Bowl. So I could see them making a little bit of a run. But the NFC is just it's a weird thing, the way that's developing. I think it's a little bit more clear cut in the AFC. I mean, I just sat here the other night and watched the Chiefs almost fall to the Chargers, which was a little bit of a surprise. But I still think, all things considered, I do put them still at the top of the list. I am a big fan of Buffalo and what they're doing. I'm shockingly, the Dolphins have come. You talk about a team that can make a big jump in 1 year, like we've said there, and the power of a coach coming in and installing an offense that can turn things around very quickly. I mean, kudos to them for the job that they're doing. The other division leaders, I don't know. I still look at the Chiefs. If especially when you get a 1 game and out situation in the playoffs where it's a little bit different, I wouldn't want to go against the Chiefs. And that would be the team that would scare me the most in terms of trying to knock them out. It's just they're never out of games. That's the thing with me, is that you can think you have your foot on their throat, and it's just they find a way. They find a way every time. So until somebody actually kills them and gives them the kill shot, I would go Chiefs. And then I don't know, that NFC is. I might even look at Cowboys, and we'll see how they do today.
Wow, that's a throwback Super Bowl right there. Chiefs Cowboys.
Chiefs Cowboys, yeah. Or again, I wouldn't be shocked if one of these other teams took a little bit of run at it. I don't think it'll be Minnesota. That would really surprise me. Yeah, and then the Eagles, I don't know. Maybe they've been proving me wrong all year, so maybe they will continue to do so. But I just don't know whether they're going to have quite that medal when we get to the playoffs. But we'll see.
Awesome.
Real quick, Rich, before we let you go, Christmas lights before Thanksgiving, really?
Oh, can you see them? Yeah.
I can see 'em.
Some of it is having kids around too, so it's a little bit of
that's
a different story. But no, I actually have a good friend who is the day after. How do they do it? Halloween season starts right after Labor Day, and then Christmas season starts right after
Halloween.
Halloween. So
that's how my wife is.
Yeah, I think it all depends on how you view those things. It's not a ton. I could show you around. You're just seeing the lights here. It's not it's not full blown yet. It'll be full blown in a couple of weeks. So
fair enough.
Okay, we'll take that.
Well, Rich, joining us from LA. Thank you so much for your time, Rams beat guy, also NHL writer. Thank you so much for everything. And we got to get you on here like once more, not every 2 years, but a little bit more often.
Absolutely. No, it's always fun. You guys know how to get at me. So
hey, we try to. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
That was good.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, Rich.
Take care.
You too. See you later.
Awesome.
Ooh,
hey,
look at you.
Real quick,
in a couple minutes,
we're
gonna have Matt Verderame from Fansided. But before that, yes, Bruce.
You've been doing an amazing job of driving, but you know what you need when you're driving? Insurance.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Sorry, Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal, and it's a good deal too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
Boom!
Dude,
Rich
make
is
sure to tell Jeff, by the way. Don't
Jeff
skip over Jeff. Okay.
Jeff at bbig.com. Let him know.
Yes, let him know Third Down Thursday sent you. But yes, I love Rich. He's just casually sitting there on his couch.
By the way, did you hit
just chilling?
I need a new mic because you could totally tell his voice. He's like, hey.
Oh yeah, I thought that. I mean, I don't have my mic with me. That's a lie. I have my mic. I didn't bring the cord because I'm really smart.
All right, so Eric,
I'm using my AirPods, but
Eric brought this up to me a long time ago. Eric bought like a ridiculous $500 mic and shit like that. And
right.
I was like, you know what? That's not the same. It's the same. Whatever. I don't care as long as people hear my voice. But then hearing him talk right there, I was like, because it's in my ears. I feel like he was coddling my eardrums. Like he was just sitting there.
He was whispering sweet nothings into your ears. Yes,
absolutely. It was something. But yeah, dude, I loved it. Awesome guy. Can't wait. By the way, it almost seemed like I knew what I was talking about when it came to the NHL stuff.
That was impressive.
Right?
I do want to give you a round of applause for that because obviously I'm asking the guy to pick my team for me. I know nothing. So
that was pretty good.
That was impressive. That was good.
Somehow
with the rebuild going on. That was a good question about the Blackhawks. I'm proud of you, Bruce.
Hey man, dude, it was kind of like it was almost like It was like that fake it till you make it moment right there for me.
Yeah, no, that was good. You faked it. It worked.
Faked it like a mug. Because let's be honest, neither one of us are big hockey guys.
No, I mean, and it seems blasphemous since I grew up in Chicago when the Blackhawks were winning all those Stanley Cups, but it just never hockey's never appealed to me. I don't know why. It's just eh.
Yeah,
know.
same. I mean, I was kind of a bigger fan of the Blackhawks. To be honest with you, all right, this is gonna sound like people are gonna come at me if this gets cut or anyone hears me say this. I was actually a bigger fan of the Blackhawks during the Tony Amonte, Jeremy Roenick, Eddie Belfour era than I was with the Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews and Duncan and freaking or Duncan Keith and then who the hell? What the fuck? Crawford era for whatever reason. I don't know why. Like whatever, just was.
Really?
Patrick Shaw. The only one that I genuinely really did like on that team was Patrick Shaw because I thought that guy epitomized exactly what a hockey player is. Dude took a puck to the face and came out and still kept playing. He kept going. Like
Is that the epitome or is that just stupid?
it's a little bit of both. I mean, so I mean,
Okay.
that I mean that's what I tell people, or that's what like I've had conversations with my guy with Eric more specifically about like playing football. Like you have to be kind of
Right.
with a little screw loose to want to like just say fuck it and just dive in with your head first, and you know what I'm saying? Like you have to have a little screw loose and be stupid to do some of the stuff.
Yes and no. I see what you're saying, but also I think it's more just the risk reward analysis. Like
Well, I don't disagree with that, but like, there's still a little screw loose. All right, so are we gonna
Okay.
have what's his face? Matt is Matt gonna jump out with us? I don't know.
I doth not know.
I think Matt might be a little late. Let's see if we can get a last second replacement.
Are you texting Rob?
I'm gonna text Rob right now. Like,
Okay.
hey man,
Go for it. We've got 18 minutes until Bob jumps on. I can also message Bob and see if he wants to hop on early, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. Matt might be sleeping in. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I confirmed with him last night or last evening.
live
at
conversations.
4:13.
This is what happens when we don't have a producer
Yeah.
with us right now. This should be the producer like talking in our ears, like, "Hey, I confirmed," blah blah blah, and then
Right. Texted Rob, hey man, we're doing a Thanksgiving show right now. Welcome to say whatever and jump on if you're free.
on
Bruce, I love you. That's
What?
fantastic.
whatever.
Just text Rob, why not? Let's see. So went out, hit some golf balls yesterday because we're trying to improve the game. Got some tips from Pops since he's still good at golf, but he was very good when he was in high school, college. Like he was playing almost every day. He was very good. What did Rob say? Oh, you sent the link.
I did.
I love that.
What time is Bob on again? 10:45.
10:30. I'm just telling him he's welcome to jump on early. Anytime between now and 10.
I don't. You know what though?
30.
Rob might be like, you know what, dude? My ass is sleeping in because he might have gone out last night after the Bulls.
He probably did.
I don't blame him. He should. That guy is one of the hardest working beat guys. All right, my voice is already getting fucked up.
Are you okay, Bruce?
I'm getting there. 2-hour long shows are like kind of difficult for this old body.
Yeah, it's okay. This is what Bruce feels like right now.
Not that far. I'm more like a chiseled jaw Tom Brady.
Eliminated.
Did you really think that they're eliminated? They're not eliminated yet. It's just that like
They're
it's
about
just
to
that
be eliminated.
it's just that you Packer fans are used to like the
Success.
huge Yes. Whereas like us Bears fans,
Winning?
we're like, hey, we're still in the hunt.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not saying now. I'm just saying like
Oh, okay.
generally, like
I mean,
hey,
technically, you're not mathematically eliminated.
you're gonna be putting that hat on a lot more often, dude.
Why you do this to me?
You're gonna be.
Why you
It's
do
gonna.
this to me?
This is gonna be great. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the Bears with marginal success and the Packers like losing Rodgers next year with Jordan Love sucking ass because I'm sorry he's not gonna be good. And all of a sudden, okay, I should say he's not gonna be good. I'm gonna say he's not gonna be as good as a Hall of Famer. And people are gonna be like, "What the
Well,
hell?"
thanks, Sherlock.
Right. You had back-to-back Hall of Famers. It's finally our turn to have a quarterback better than one that's in Green Bay.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's about that time.
We'll see. Watch the Packers flip Aaron Rodgers for someone great. You're gonna start crying.
No, that's not true. You know what's gonna be
Start
hilarious though? If we're gonna see
crying.
what would you do if the Lions became the class of the NFC North though?
I would have no problem with that because it's the Lions.
I do love
If
I
they,
love
if they
I
want
love
to be the
Campbell.
best in the NFC North, by all means, go for it. As
Like
long
I
as it's
actually
not the Vikings.
I agree. I actually feel bad for Lions fans. They've been so bad for so long. So bad for so long. Like
They've never even won a playoff game, right?
no, they haven't. Nah,
Yeah.
no, they haven't. They are so the Lions franchise has had so many good players, MJ. So like growing up. So earlier this week, I don't know if you saw my Facebook message, but I should have tweeted it out too. So while I was sick, I ended up playing Super Tecmo Bowl.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I was playing Super Tecmo Bowl. By the way, and Joe's gonna love hearing this. I played the Packers. I was the Bears, and the Bears are absolute dog water in that game too. But go figure. But Tom Waddle's the man in that game, by the way. For whatever reason, Tom Waddle's like fucking ridiculous in that. But I digress. Anyway,
Yeah.
Sharp catches everything. Like I could be double covered, he could be double covered with two little bears icons like right by him, and he still catches it every fucking time. It pisses me off. Anyway,
It's okay.
I go back to my Lions comment. The Lions were so good in the 90s with Barry Sanders, Herman Moore, who was their second receiver? Norton, I want to say. With Eric Kramer as quarterback. I'm telling you, man, that Lions team, they just had no defense. That was the issue with the Lions. They had like Spielman, I believe. Yeah, Chris Spielman, who was their like one guy I can remember off that defense. The Lions had no defense ever. Their offense was always pretty decent. Their defense was absolute shit. And then
That's still how it is.
it's true. And then they had Megatron. You had Megatron. You had one of the all-time greats at wide receiver, and
Correct.
gone. Didn't do anything. Couldn't do anything. Stafford was a great quarterback there. Not great, I shouldn't say that, but a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Ooh, so that's another question. So with his stats and winning a Super Bowl, is he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Is that really a question?
So
I mean, he's going to end up with some of the best passing stats ever.
You know what's crazy? If you
What?
compare, so take away Super Bowls.
Yes.
If you look at statistical information with touchdowns, yards, interceptions, whatever, if you compare, and you're gonna you're gonna laugh at this. If you compare Jay Cutler to Troy Aikman and to Matthew Stafford, obviously Stafford has had a longer career than Jay Cutler, but if you compared them all together, Jay Cutler should be in the Hall of Fame.
No. Not even close. That is one of the most blasphemous things that I have ever heard come out of your mouth.
Also, Troy Aikman is one of the most overrated quarterbacks of all time.
100%. But that's like saying that if you take away Super Bowls, that Kentavious Caldwell Pope is just as good as Zach LaVine or Klay Thompson. No,
Who would
they're
you
not
rather have?
even in the same stratosphere.
Who would you rather have on your team right now, Zach LaVine or Klay Thompson?
Klay Thompson.
I would actually say Zach LaVine. In the current moment right now, I would say Zach LaVine. If it
Klay
was
Thompson fits into the majority of schemes better though, and he's a better defender.
the defender thing, I 100% agree with. Scheme wise, Zach LaVine needs the basketball in his hand. That's the reason why you're saying
Right.
that, because
Yes.
where Klay Thompson can run off screens and shit like that. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's the only issue for me. But back to Matthew Stafford, because I didn't even I knew this, but I didn't know this. He's 11th all time in passing yards already, Bruce.
Yeah, dude. When you have Megatron, when you have that Rams offense, he's only been a part of that for 2 years now. He's got
This is his second year.
Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr. Who else does he have?
Robert Woods
Odell,
was
not
there.
anymore.
Dan Jefferson, Tutu Atwell. I mean, the receivers aren't great after Kupp, but
what he did in the NFC North
Robinson.
though with the Lions was Allen Robinson. By the way, I'm so glad the Bears were like, bye.
Bye.
But what he did with the Lions though, with that team, with Megatron, with even with Swift was still there. Swift was running screen passes, dude, that was a good team. The Lions, man, am I a weird closet Lions fan?
Yes, you are.
Might be.
But okay, so Matthew Stafford will easily pass. Matthew Stafford will end up top 10 all time in passing yards and touchdowns. So yes, he is a Hall of Famer, 100%.
Are you ready for this? Hold on. We're gonna go check on the turkey. We're gonna go check
on
the turkey.
Oh no.
Hold
we
on.
got the turkey cam.
Hold on, turkey cam is coming active.
No.
Hold on. I don't want echoing. Hold on, I'm gonna mute this real quick.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Bruce, your phone is muted. You have to turn your phone mic on.
All right, you guys hear me? Oh.
You have to mute your laptop.
No.
There we go. All right. Turkey cam in full effect, baby.
Oh no.
All right, let's check it out. Hold on, sweetie. Oh, okay, hold on. You want to come out? Duke, come here, buddy.
There we go.
Right.
Now I fixed it.
Hold on. Oh, that smells amazing. Oh, it's in there. I don't know if you can.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
We need a better view on that.
I know. Let me take the cover off. The cover is super hot. We'll use the. We'll use the nasty. Oh, buddy, what's up?
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
I didn't.
That's looking good, Bruce.
Very well, but let me tell you something. This garage smells amazing.
Oh, I bet it does.
People are very upset right now.
Oh my gosh.
Can
we get a front cam view of the turkey? Flip your camera around.
Let me try cam. Oh, wrong button. I don't think you can you?
You should be able to just double tap on yourself or something like that.
No, negative.
Really? You can't?
It's only self.
The lighting is good though, Bruce. You look good.
You like that?
Yeah. Beautiful. I like the shirt, everything. You look great. Really proud of you.
Sweetie. Let's go. Up. Come on.
Also, Matt said he feels like he has the flu, so he canceled.
Oh. Hey, well, welcome to my world.
Yeah, pretty much.
Matt, is it the flu or is it the flu?
I don't know. I don't know, but we should have. Oh boy, that is something I don't want to see. There we go. That's better. Let's get Bruce unmuted. Beautiful.
I got you, dog.
He said, I know. Bob Harig from Sports Illustrated should be joining us in about 5 minutes here.
Probably one of the smartest golf minds that we have ever talked to. It's been
For sure.
actually it's been what? It's probably been 2 years since we've talked about.
Yes, it's been a hot minute.
It's been 2 years. It was
That would've
in
been
the infancy of Third Down Thursdays.
that would have been like May of 2020
2020,
or something
yeah.
like that.
Because it was right after. I
Um,
think it was right after the Masters.
Yes.
Awesome.
So we do have Bob in the background getting ready. So we're gonna toss him in here in a minute. My glasses are disgusting. Oh my gosh.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Right.
It looks like we're running some small operation here. This is a multi-million-dollar conglomerate.
Yeah, okay. Calm down, please. All right, so we're gonna bring in here Bob Harig from Sports Illustrated, who's the author of Tiger and Phil, Golf's most fascinating rivalry. Something we're definitely gonna have to ask Bob about.
100%.
So, Bob, thank you for joining us on this Thanksgiving morning, sir. How you doing?
Uh-oh, Bob. Bob, we have
cannot hear you, Bob.
no audio yet, Bob.
Might have to go into your. Sometimes you got to go into your StreamYard settings to mess around with the
audio,
microphone.
So settings on the bottom, audio, and then go to mic, and then switch up. It's okay.
Bruce was having.
I was having multiple issues with this when we just had the turkey cam walking around, Bob. I know you can at least hear me. We had so I have the turkey in the garage going right now. So I was walking around with my cell phone, and then there was all sorts of echoes going on around everywhere. And it makes for great entertainment for people that are like they have no idea what they're doing. So gotta love doing that. But the turkey looked amazing, by the way, MJ.
Oh yeah, it did. It looked great.
One of the things, so for a dry rub, I did a regular dry rub, but what I like to add to the dry rub on top is a little bit of it's like a cinnamon / pumpkin powder. It's really weird. I get it, but it changes kind of the texture of the skin and makes it like taste like it's kind of like a sweetness.
Interesting.
And stuff to it. It's actually not bad. But then also I injected it last night and let it marinate overnight and all that jazz.
Ooh.
So I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people say turkey is overrated. Not my turkey. My turkey always like makes people say, "Oh my God, this is the best turkey I've ever had." I'm just going to say that right now.
I'm proud of you, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, we got you now. Let's see.
Oh,
nope.
Negative.
Still can't hear the audio.
No, you're okay. I can read lips though. I just saw you said sorry. It's okay. Don't apologize. It's not. That's good. Well, I can't read that one.
Yeah, I forgot.
You could be. I mean, you'd be calling me an asshole right now for all I know. Real quick, so let's. I don't want Bob to be the like being highlighted while he's trying to figure out his audio stuff. So, but MJ, man, I can't wait, dude, until we get to eat that stuff, dude. It's so good. Bob, by the way, interject, like say whatever you want to say. Hopefully your audio is working. No. Negative. Still nothing.
Still nothing.
Still nothing. Hold on 1 second, Bob. Oh.
Nope.
So Bob, so I don't know if you're in your office, if you're home or what, but if your headphones are plugged into your laptop and if it's a Mac, you can probably just unplug it and use the audio and speakers from your actual Mac instead to see if that does it for you. God, I feel like I'm working in technology again. Nope, negative. Still nothing.
Huh.
Nothing.
Let me see. Bob, I'm gonna bring you out and bring you back in again. See if that does anything. I doubt it will, but let's see. Testing?
And Bob's like, nope.
Nope. Let's see.
Hey, so Bob, when you first jumped in, were you able to do the audio test for the microphone? So like we first got, yeah, you were, and it was green. You saw like, oh, you didn't. I wish I knew what you were saying right now.
Because it should.
He's like, I'm out.
Okay.
He's like, I'm done with this. I'm done.
He's gonna go out, come back in. Hopefully, it's okay. Oh, he's messaging me. Oh, I didn't even see that. The settings button at the bottom.
So this is what happens when you do a live show on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it makes for more entertainment. Plus, we can do stuff like this.
Trying to see. Oh, shut up. Say audio. And then you can choose what mic you use. It's okay. Technology's hard.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's.
We're experiencing 1 to 3 inches already. We're expecting about 2 more inches.
We're never getting rid of that audio, by the way.
Oh, no.
Like, that's going to be like part of the Third Down Thursdays moniker for you. By the way, real quick, shout out to people that are like coming on to our stream, talking to us, because we just hit our all-time high in a month on our website, on our views and everything. So thank you guys so much. Apparently what we're doing is somewhat entertaining because people decide to look at our website and look at our articles. So much appreciated. Oh, we got Bob back. Hopefully we have audio, Bob.
Let's see.
Oh no, come on.
Okay, so Bob, I sent you a message back. At the bottom of your screen, you should see the little gear that says settings. And then when you click on that, on the drop down on the left, click on audio, and then it should show a mic selection. And then you can, right next to the mic, there's a little bar that when you talk, it should show.
It's a drop down. There's a drop down right there, and then you should be able to see a testing like thing with green bars. Or can go deeper because maybe like his browser doesn't allow for his mic to be used, which I doubt though, only because he's probably a part of multiple Zooms and interviews.
Seeing all that, yep, none of those bars are active. Bob, can you select just like the internal microphone for whatever your computer is? I know you said it's not a Mac, but there should be an option just to select like the base.
Yeah, default.
Yeah, it'll probably say default and then whatever your.
It might say internal microphone. This is great. This is high quality right now because like this is what IT stuff like was back in the 2020 during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, honestly, that might be the best idea at this point. He just said, "Do you want to call me?" That might work the best, to be honest.
That's fair, Bob. So real quick, I know you can hear me right now. The technology issues that we're having is basically my swing issues that I have at golf. So, so I like the frustration is real probably on your end. So now you know how I feel as a amateur golfer.
Okay, let me get my audio fixed so that this will work.
Do you have the plug-in for it?
No, I'm just gonna do this real fast.
Ooh. Oh, I know what you're doing.
We're just gonna do that.
Wow, your audio is still pretty decent.
Oh yeah. Hello. Hello, there we go, Bob. All right, Bruce, does it sound like you can hear Bob? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear Bob. Bob,
So
welcome,
you're just
man.
gonna want to mute your computer or whatever it is, because otherwise you're going to be getting double of us.
Gotcha.
And
No one wants
as
that.
much as great as Bruce and I are, double of us is a little dangerous. So
All right, so we're good now. Sorry about
yes,
that.
sir. That's okay.
What the deal is there? I do this a million times, so
it's actually, at least on my end, the audio is pretty well synced up to what I see on my screen. So we should
It's not
be
bad.
pretty decent.
cool.
So Bob, other than technology being really annoying, how you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning. Thanks, guys. Sorry about that.
No worries at all. We've had plenty of issues like that before, but like I said when I was introducing you, Bob wrote a book recently, author of Tiger and Phil Goldsmith's fascinating. Before we get into any other specifics, anything like that, just give us a little breakdown of the book. Tell us how that came to be, and give us a little insight into what's in there.
I worked on it for about 19, and I got the sense that that maybe there was more to it than just Tiger, because nothing had really been done much on Phil, and certainly nothing related to the two of them, even though they went back so far together. And so I just sort of explored their paths and how they intertwined. And, I make the point in there that you can argue that there is no rivalry. Tiger's record is so much better. But the one guy who kind of was a thorn in his side was Phil, and Phil won a lot of tournaments at Tiger's expense. And, I took it all the way through last year when we weren't sure what was going to happen with Tiger coming back from his car crash. And, who would have thought Phil would have added a major after Tiger, like he did at the PGA last year. So all of that's in there. And, it could probably use a couple extra chapters, everything that's going on in 2022 with those two guys. Really the rivalry kind of continues because they are on opposite sides of this live golf issue.
Yeah, that's another thing I actually wanted to bring up to you, Bob. And great transition. So that's what they call the professional transition in the business. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Bob, on live golf?
Yeah, well, that's a very open-ended question. I mean, I've called it. I've been there from the beginning almost. It's been very disruptive. It's really the biggest story in the game since Tiger, frankly. It's gotten a lot of attention. It's incredibly controversial. I get asked sometimes why I write so much about it. It's like, well, how can you not? How can you ignore it? I mean, they've taken away some really good players. Cam Smith among them, who's playing in the Australian Open right now.
Yep.
Dustin Johnson, he's ranked 38th in the world. I think we all know he's much better than that, but he's been losing world ranking points because Liv isn't getting them. Bryce, a year ago this weekend, Bryson and Brooks had their little 12-hole match in Vegas.
Yep.
How quaint does that seem now? A year on, they're part of this new thing. So yeah, I went to 7 of their 8 events. So I feel like I have a pretty good flavor for it. I certainly understand the controversy. I don't begrudge anyone who hates it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who has problems with it because of where the funding comes from in Saudi and all that stuff. It's perfectly legit reasons. I get it, but at the same time, they've launched. They're playing. What do we do? How do we cover it? How do we even address it? I mean, there's going to be more things that are coming down the road here in the next couple of months. And, I try to tell people, I look at it from the standpoint of if Jeff Bezos had started it. What if a billionaire who didn't mind losing 8 to 10 billion on something for 7 or 8 years decided to do something like this? How would we treat it?
you've got to. I just sort of feel like from the golf standpoint, you can't ignore it. The political issues are certainly understandable, but it's here, and now we got to deal with it. And man, it's been polarizing to say the least.
So Bob, I'm a traditionalist usually. Like I love PGA Tour. I love that. However, I'm also from the standpoint of you bring in a competitor and that makes the other person better. So because Liv is coming onto the scene, excuse me, do you think the PGA now is requiring themselves and they're actually providing a better product for not only the golfers, but also the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, that's the interesting thing about this. I mean, just if somebody likes Liv, that doesn't necessarily mean they hate the PGA Tour.
Right.
Some do. And it doesn't mean that the PGA Tour is inferior or awful. I mean, this has been what we've had for 60 plus years. Or 50 plus years. It's what we know. There hasn't been a competitor. I think what's happened here is that somebody's come along and shown, one, there can be an alternative format.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in the rules that says a tournament has to be 72 holes.
Right.
I mean, people laugh at 54 holes, but it's not the end of the world to do it a few times. But more importantly, what this has shown is that in golf, this has been bubbling beneath the surface for the last several years, is that there's been an entity that's telling the players and agents, you're worth more than just getting paid for how you perform. No other sport does it that way.
Right.
Steph Curry might not make another 3-pointer the rest of this year. He's still going to get paid what his salary is.
Right.
But in golf, you show up, you are part. Tournaments that have cuts. You are part of the show, and let's be honest, a majority of them have cuts. You are part of the show for 2 or 3 days if you're in the Pro-Am. Guaranteed nothing. You are paying your own way, and look, there's something that's kind of cool about that. Like you really, but there's also a bunch of guys who are just getting on the PGA Tour who until this year had no funds. They had to do it on their own. Now, because of all this, the tours come back with giving everybody on tour $500,000. Now it's against their earnings, but if you don't make $500,000, you get to keep it. Right. So that is sort of a little bit of their answer to Liv. That's better. Who could begrudge these guys? It's easy for me to say, oh no, you go have to make that. I don't go on business trips and pay my own way. I don't go to a golf tournament, pay my own way, write a bunch of stories and hope they're going to pay me for them. Right. I mean, almost nobody works in that kind of environment, but golfers are expected to. Even tennis players, my understanding is in tennis, a first round loser still gets paid. So if you're in the main draw of a tennis tournament, you're getting paid. You're getting something. They might not be paying your way there, but you're going to get something.
Right.
So now the tour has done that, and they've also come up with this, these elevated events, designated events, they're calling them, which are going to have enhanced purses, and the top players are going to play in them. And they're giving us PIP, the PIP bonus money, $100 million. Look, people wonder why does Tiger need $15 million? That's what he just got this past week for winning the PIP. It kind of speaks to what this is all about. For years and years and years, Tiger, in terms of the on-course product, was probably underpaid. As hard as that is to believe, he's made over $100 million, whatever, prize money. But I mean, baseball players, there's 3 or 4 years, that's your salary. Tiger did it over 25.
Right.
And if he missed the cut, he didn't get paid.
Yep.
So now this is sort of their way of, it's not guaranteed money because their setup, I don't really think allows for them to just guarantee money. But this is now rewarding guys for their worth beyond just their scores. And I point to, if you look down that list, Ricky Fowler and Jason Day each are getting $2 million. Ricky Fowler barely kept his card. Actually, he was going to be exempt this year, but he barely finished in the top 125. Jason Day hasn't done much for a few years. He was well down the list. They're being rewarded for something beyond that, and that's what this is all about. And so, did Liv help push this? Possibly. Maybe they were going to do it anyway. People wonder why they didn't do it earlier.
So, Bob, I'm curious, and this is a bit of a specific question, but is there any difference in the media access when you're covering PGA versus when you're covering Live? Whether that's, just the basic day-to-day thing when you're actually covering the golf or interviews before, after. Is there any difference in the way that's handled?
There's not much difference in the way they handle it, but the difference is just in terms of the logistics. When you in Live, they have these shotgun starts, right? So everybody finishes it around the same time. Even if you're finishing on the 7th hole, it takes you a little while to get in. It's still different than the flow of a PGA Tour event where guys are finishing on 18 every 10 minutes.
Right.
And so if you wanted to go on the PGA Tour, let's say I wanted to go talk to, Max Homa, and he was finishing an hour before the leaders. Well, that's easy. You just go out and you talk to him after he signs his scorecard. It's kind of casual, and if he's willing to talk, you get him. Now, they all come in at the same time. They're being brought in on carts. They all have to sign their scorecard, and it's a little bit of a cluster.
Okay.
So trying to get guys then is more problematic. That whole thing was not done with the media in mind.
Right.
But in terms of pre-tournament interviews or requesting people, they're pretty good. They've been fine. They've tried to get the key players, the key people. They bring the leaders to an interview area afterward. So all of that is pretty much the same.
Okay.
Hey, so Bob, I know. So to go back to some of the things that Tiger Woods has been doing, and to talk about some of the bigger name people part of the PGA, I think it was Tiger Woods, Rory, and some other athletes that are investing in a golf type simulator type thing or whatever with Tiger. And Tiger, I think it's Tiger. And please forgive me. Like, I've only done some reading on this. I haven't done a lot of it. I haven't been very extensive on it.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of PGA backing to that too? Is there or kind of any kind of influence that with Tiger and McIlroy say, like, hey guys, like, take a look, like, go to PGA route, because Rory and Tiger are more so PGA as opposed to Live?
The tour is definitely backing that. I mean, basically, anything that you do as a tour member that's going to be on TV, like the match in a couple of weeks with Tiger, Rory, JT, and Jordan Spieth.
It's going to be awesome, by the way.
The tour has to sign off on that.
Right.
Because as a PGA Tour member, they control your media rights.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to be on TV, the tour has to get paid. And so there has to be some collaboration. I mean, it's a little known fact, but, the majors basically funnel some money to the tour because their players are on TV during their broadcast.
Right.
And so that's where this big thing is with Live, is that as members, they're sort of breaking their rules. The rules say if you're going to play outside of the PGA Tour, you have to get permission. It's a release.
Yeah.
It typically grants a handful, three of those a year without much question. Beyond that, they're going to look at it a little harder. A 4th, a 5th, a 6th. Well, you're going to have to do something in return to get it. You might have to have an event next year. You might have to do a clinic. You might have to do a talk. But they extract something out of you. Greg Norman always hated that. He thought that was wrong as a player. He thought, if I play my 15, I should be able to do whatever I want. And frankly, that's why it's in court. I think that's what the lawsuit is about. But to your point about the Monday night thing that Tiger and Rory are doing, yeah, the tour is involved in that. It's fully got their backing. I think they see it as a way to bring eyeballs to the sport, and perhaps then people might stick around to watch, the PGA Tour golf.
Fair.
So, Bob, this is going to be a bit of an odd question, which I'm prefacing this with. So, Bruce and I are both average golfers, right?
I'm better than you.
Which is debatable since we've never actually played together. I don't know how much golf you actually play, but if you do play a decent amount,
when you were starting, where did you find some of your best tips? Whether you got any YouTube videos, any books? What can you offer me and Bruce?
Yeah, wow, there's so many options now, right? You can get overloaded with that stuff if you're not careful. To be honest with you, I kind of think that it's better to go to somebody, if you're willing to spend a few dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a guy who will watch you in person, take video,
Right.
correct you in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even put you on a simulator to get your specs for your, like sometimes people have the wrong clubs, maybe they're too short, they're too long. They can figure out all those things. I think that's better. I mean, certainly there's all kinds of stuff. I think there are things you can find like, in Golf Digest or like you said on YouTube, where you maybe get a swing thought that helps. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I think if you take too much, you're in trouble. I mean, I think we all go to the golf course trying to do something. It might just be, what you're doing with your feet, or I'm trying to keep my head behind the ball, or, I'm trying to stay down through it, whatever it might be. If you're trying to do 5 of those things, no chance, I don't think. So, but if you can find somebody that takes an interest, I think that's way better, because then you get the immediate feedback and you can practice it.
Yeah, I agree with that. We got Bob Harig from Sports Illustrated, also author of Tiger and Phil, Golf's Most Fascinating Rivalry, which I don't lie to him. That really is a super fascinating rivalry. Bob, so I gotta ask you before we let you go on this amazing Thanksgiving holiday. My top 3 holiday of all time. Bob, what's the go-to today? What's the is it a side? Is it the actual turkey itself? What's the go-to, Bob?
It's stuffing.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
It's stuffing, yeah.
Thank you.
That's where we get in trouble, right? Too much of that,
Well, my wife would beg to differ with
That's okay. I'm not going to say one over the other, but you're asking me. I thought you were asking me for the go-to food. So
hey, either way.
That's good too. And the cranberries. Can't. I don't want to diss them. That's an important part in this as well.
I love it. I'm gonna get in so much trouble today, Bob, with the stuffing. It's not even. It's not even close.
Exactly.
So Bob, real quick, let everybody know where they can find you, where they can read all of your work, where they can find your book. Give us that information.
Yeah, thanks. Well, look, if Twitter doesn't implode, I'm still there. I haven't found an alternative yet. I know there's all these ideas out there. So far, we're hanging in there. It's BOBHARIG. And then the book is available on Amazon. That's the best place to go.
Okay.
If you order it today or tomorrow, you'll have it by the weekend, and it's discounted, which is nice. It's good. It's actually it's a good thing for Christmas, because it's not, it's like, I think it's like $18 now, something like that, $17. So
that's not bad.
And obviously my day job, SI.com, SI.com/golf. So, I'm getting busy next week. I'm going to Tiger's tournament, the Hero in the Bahamas. We're going to get to see a good bit of Tiger here over the next couple of weeks. So I'm kind of curious to see how he looks.
Bob, that sounds very stressful.
Yeah, just got to go.
Getting there is the stressful part. Once I'm there, it's great. So
my wife commented real quick. My wife just commented, canned cranberry sauce is the superior sauce.
You know what? I'm with her on that. I kind of like it. What's the big deal? Like canned gravy. I don't care. It still tastes good.
It still tastes amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Bob, I don't care what it is. I'll be honest. I mean, when I get home cooked food from my mom, I don't care where it comes from. You can put whatever it is there. If I'm at home and I'm not cooking, I'm not working right now, it's fantastic.
All about the atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
All right, Bob.
That's
Well,
right.
we appreciate you, sir. Sorry again about the technical difficulties. That's always, a great time. But we appreciate you coming on this morning. We'll let you.
I'm sure it was my error somehow.
That's okay.
So I take the blame. So thanks for working with me.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, sir. You go hang out with the family, have a good time, and you enjoy the Bahamas, Bob.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate having me.
You too. Talk to you later, sir.
Appreciate it.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bob, what a great guy.
Absolutely.
And now you got to change. Are you going to change your settings back now, so that way your face and audio isn't delayed?
My face is fine. What are you talking about?
No, let's not go that far. All right, MJ. 5 minutes. Oh, now you're muted. Now there's no audio. Yep. Yeah, you're not talking. So it's just me, guys. It's just me, Coach Bruce here. Third Down Thursdays. I just want to talk to you guys. Real
shut
quick.
up.
Damn it! Now I can.
You can hear me. Shut up. Get
All right,
out of here.
real quick, we got to give one more. I mean, it's a 2-hour long show. So before fireside chat, you have to make sure that your house doesn't erupt in fire while you're making your turkey. So that being said, make sure you have homeowners insurance by this guy, Jeff.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
Jeff at mybebig.com. And when you talk to Jeff, please let him know that Third Down Thursday sent you. I guarantee you he's going to get you better rates than Geico and all those other fake ones that you got out there. Yeah, I
Very
said
true.
it.
Very true.
MJ.
Very true.
MJ, I think it's time for an amazing fireside chat. Ooh.
Beautiful.
Ah.
Bruce,
E.
I've been saving this for today. Oh gosh. I wanted to tell you this live because I wanted to see your reaction. Did you know that ThirdDownThursdays.com has officially been viewed in over 65 countries?
I did know that because when you sent me that text, I saw that breakdown. I was like, holy shit.
Yes. So it is just ridiculous to me how big all of that is, all of the views, all of the everything. I mean, first and foremost, we've got a fantastic team.
Our team's the shit, dude. Like we
some of what everything that goes on comes down to us, but at the end of the day, all of the writing, all of that.
Yeah,
I am super. Of that is our team.
Super thankful for the guys and the lady, a part of our team. Yes. I can't tell you, like, the fact that we've been doing this for 2 years now.
Yep. 2.5 years almost.
2.5, yeah. It's given us opportunities to go to the combine, go to Vegas. Unfortunately, I didn't, but still go to Vegas to, potentially go to the Super Bowl this year. Man, dude, like.
Yes.
Oh, I missed it. Coach Bruce Willis.
Coach Bruce Willis, my guy.
Much appreciated. But no, super thankful for all you guys out there that watch us. MJ, super thankful for you. Shout out real quick. Shout out to my wife. I love you. Thankful for you and our little nugget that's growing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna start crying. But very, very, very thankful for it. Love you. Love you guys. Much appreciated. Let's keep this fucking train going, baby.
Yes, sir. And we'll be back next Thursday, same time as usual. It'll be the show before Packers-Bears week, which is always fun and entertaining. So depending on what goes on this week, we might see a little bit more of this. Who knows? Who knows? It's just you never know what's going to happen around here. So with that, folks, we're gonna leave you. We're gonna let you go. Go enjoy your Thanksgiving. I'm gonna go eat way too much food this
Oh,
afternoon, watch some football, enjoy the family. And like I said, we'll be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time, as usual.
Lions plus 9.5. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And
Let's-
Bruce.
MJ.
Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
Same time.
Love you.
I mean,